Kids ask 300 questions a day. Adults ask 20. And then you wonder why conversation feel empty. Stay with me. I have 3 tools that will change that tonight. Hey, I'm Lana. Brain traps and real tools. Not here to change your mind, just what I believe and what science has proven. And I believe this. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your relationships. I thought I was a great listener. My husband had some strong thoughts about that. Every night for years, same question. How was your day? Same answer, fine. One day my husband said, have you ever noticed I always said fine? I hadn't. I wasn't asking. I was performing asking. How are you is not a question. It is a greeting. Nobody expects truth. Autopilot question, autopilot answer. That is not connection. That is a software update. The trap is not boring question. The trap is asking the same question every single day and expecting something different to come out. That is a definition of insanity. Second trap, too many questions, too fast. Where are you from? What do you do? Are you married? That is a job interview. 5 questions in 40 seconds. No space to breathe. By the end, you have given your whole biography and learn nothing about them. Expect that they are very nervous. Third trap is the most invisible. Close questions. Did you have fun? Was it good? Linguistic research proved. Open-ended questions generate 3 to 4 times longer response than close ones. 3 to 4 times. The difference between conversation and the questionnaire. Closed. Did you like that trip? Yeah, good. Open. What surprised you the most about that trip? Answer the whole story about the stranger they met by accident. Same trip, different gate. Just open it. First 2, stop asking what, start asking why. What do you do? Gives a job title. Why did you choose that? Gives a whole life. What are your hobbies? It's forgettable. Why does that matters to you? Makes someone actually stop. That pause, that is a connection. Socrates built his whole philosophy on questions. Never give answers, only questions. 2,400 years old still works. They did execute him for asking too many questions, just so you know. Transform your autopilot questions. How was your day? Into what was the best moment of your day? How are you? Into what are you thinking about right now? Harvard researcher Karen Huang studied thousands of conversations. People rated the most likable didn't ask more questions. They asked the follow-up question. They went deeper. Following up says, what you told me matters. What is something you have been carrying lately that nobody has asked you about? See? Because everyone has something waiting inside. That answer, that is a following up, that is a whole tool. Here is an everyday version. I had weird week. Most people, me too. That is a boomer asking. Instead, weird how? 2 words. I used those 2 words with my husband and suddenly he really talked. Third 2, ask how things felt. Not what happened, how did that feel? Not what did you decide, how did you feel going into that? Most people avoid this. Too personal. Good. Feelings are the actual connect of life. Facts are just a surface. I thought asking about feelings was too intense. Wrong. People are starving to be asked. Nobody asks. People want to be seen. A feeling question does exactly that. What is the best thing that happened to you this week? Not heavy, just real. Deep questions don't have to be heavy or philosophical. Just real. What made you laugh today is deep. What are you most excited about is deep. Deep means someone has to pause and go inside for the answer. That pause the whole point. Kids ask 300 questions a day, adults ask 20. You did not lose your curiosity, you are trained to stop, to accept fine as an answer. That is a real loss, not the question themselves, the curiosity behind them. I used to be afraid, too personal, too weird. Then I realized the alternative is a lifetime of conversation about weather and traffic. You can be different, and when you are, people never forget it. Tonight, one question. Not how was your day. Pick someone, your partner, your friend, your parent. Ask something real. Try this one. What is something you have been thinking about lately that you haven't said out loud? Just ask, then wait, and actually listen. People are not closed, they are just unasked. The moment you ask a real question and actually wait, the whole conversation changes. A few more to try tonight. What are you most excited about right now? What is something that changed your mind recently? Write one down. Use it tonight. See what happens. Berger says the best questions open doors, not interrogate, not perform. Open, ask real question and actually wait for the real answer. And it will change every relationship you have. Not next year, tonight. I'm Lana. See you next week.